Okay, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well today. So the IBF have ordered Subriel Matias. I know this is about a week old news, but Subriel Matias versus Shohjahon Ergashev. This is a tremendous fight if it's happening. Negotiations are underway right now. Scheduled for the end of August should this come off. And if it does come off, 140-pound division is in for a treat and boxing is in for a treat. This is a great fight. Let's talk about it because obviously Subriel Matias, Puerto Rican destroyer, you know, knocked out everybody he has lost once. I just watched that fight earlier today against God, I forget the guy's name, Petros Ayananyan, something like that, the Armenian Russian, and he put it on Matias. He was getting, actually that was a good fight. I mean, Matias, pretty rudimentary really at his core, but he's very strong, tough, powerful, tenacious. So you know, if you basically, you know, don't have a good footwork game or backstep game or a good jab, or even if you do, he's coming for you. But he does make a lot of mistakes. He's not that hard to find, and he's certainly not that hard to hit. In fact, Ananyan, if that's his name, hit him with 4 overhand rights in a row. 4. And then he hit him with a left hook, and he badly hurt Matias. And it was at the end of the round. And, excuse me, it looked like he was about to get stopped close to it, Matias, after being pretty dominant early on. And then, you know, Matias actually ended up losing that fight. However, that was after, you know, one fight after the Ergashev, oh, sorry with the names, man. You know, he lost his life in a coma after the fight from Subriel Matias. That was brutal. So you never know how that's going to affect a fighter. So there's always a little bit of an asterisk. And then Matias actually avenged that loss against Ananyan a couple years later. But Shohjahon Ergashev, I have been high on this guy since 2017, 2018 when I first saw him pop up on Showbox. What a talent. Uzbek, Southpaw, 250 amateur fights. Okay. Power. Does he, you know, boxes very aggressive, comes to land that backhand, uses a good lead hand, uses that pendulum step that a lot of Eastern Europeans use, which is I'm going to do a video about that pretty soon. Actually, it's the little bounce that you know, Bivol uses, Usyk uses, you know, Kovalev. There are a lot of Eastern European, Kovalev not so much to be honest, but like Ergashev can do that. He's got a very good step back game and he'll bounce. I knew he does it well too, okay? You're bouncing here and then you strike, you make your attack. He launches that backhand, the left hand, it's a little bit bent, but he comes with an overhand left. He's knocked out 20 of his 23 opponents. He said he knocked out basically everybody in the amateurs. I don't know if that's true, but I can imagine it's probably not far off it because he's aggressive and he's got power. And he's trained by Shohjahon and he resides in Detroit. He's promoted by Salita. Dimitri Salita. It's an excellent fight, and I would honestly back Ergashev to stop Matias after watching how Ananyan got to Matias and how he was out on his feet, because he's not hard to find. And if you get hit repeatedly with someone that's got power, I mean, I don't care who you are. I mean, maybe there's a handful of people that could take shots, but I saw how vulnerable Matias was. So I would pick Ergashev to win that by stoppage and become a world champion, because he's a world champion in the making. I think he is. And as soon as I saw him, I was like, crikey, who is this guy? Who is this guy? And you know, I've been following him quite a bit, and it'd be great to see him do that, because he's had a lot of inactivity, and you know, he hasn't really been getting the names he's wanted. I think he's been a bit avoided, to be honest with you. Like, I don't blame. It's a promoter's nightmare when you have a heavily I don't know if decorated is the right word, but heavily, you know, racked up a lot of fights. Southpaw, power puncher, Uzbek. Yeah, their promoters are like, no, we'll pass on that. So it's been tough for him to get fights. One of his closer fights was against Michaela Fox, who is the brother of Atlanta Fox. I'm butchering these names today. Sorry, guys. Demetrius Andrade fought that Fox, and they have him and his brother have very similar dimensions, and Ergashev had a few issues with him, but it looks like a lot of people would. You know, Michaela Fox is really tall, gangly, lanky, long, rangy, southpaw, difficult to look good against him. Ergashev just about got the win there, but everyone else he's either knocked out or comfortably won. So, talent. Matias, brutal guy, but beatable. And, you know, that is a winnable fight for Ergashev. And it's just a good fight for boxing, to be honest with you. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. And when the fight does get made, I will do a proper breakdown on it and watch a bit more, because, you know, it's intriguing. Because Ergashev is quite aggressive, but he's not going to be able to stand in front of Matias like that. And he won't. But he's going to probably find himself on the back foot at times, summon his amateur pedigree, use his footwork. He's got very good footwork. He's very nifty on his feet as well, not to mention with the pendulum step, but just his back step game, and, you know, his range control, his guard manipulation too. He's very sneaky. I wonder where he picks this up, because this is like, he must have learned a lot of that in the amateurs, and it's not particularly an amateur thing to do, like manipulating people's guards. I saw a fight against Fredrickson where he dived in with his lead hand, and he kind of turned it and pulled Fredrickson's arm back, and then, I don't know, he might have missed the next shot, but it's his sneakiness to just constantly be able to. It's a very Eastern European thing. Lomachenko does that a lot. Not strictly Eastern European, but, you know, Spence is very good at it as well on the inside fighting. Tony Harrison is amazing at it, or like posting and probing, but like manipulating someone's guard is a skill. And Ergashev is very good at it, and Matias probably won't see that coming, I don't think, if he does end up in close quarters. But, you know, obviously Matias can punch, and his arm punches are deadly, so Ergashev's got to be careful. But we'll keep an eye out for this one. But that's it from me. Have a great day. I'm out of here. Boxing on the Edge. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Peace and love. Here comes the train. I'm out.